I think everyone's hi. I think everyone's muted.
Hello.
Gotta unmute Kevin.
Woo! Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear Kevin.
Cool.
So we just got probably a few more ladies jumping on. How are you, Kevin?
Incredible. Yeah, it's been an awesome day so far. But
Are you still in Hawaii?
Yeah, I'm in Hawaii right now. So it's only like 1 o'clock. And y'all are a day ahead. So it's Tuesday.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Cool. And so where are you off to?
Like everybody else, it's just because like most people that I work with are in the States. And so I'm 6 hours behind them. So I'm literally in the middle, in the weird time zone, but it's cool.
How long are you in Hawaii for?
I've been here for a week and a half, and I got another week. And then I'm off to Miami for a week, and then Salt Lake City for my men's retreat, and then from there going to Australia. So.
How exciting! What date do you head to Australia?
Let me check. Everything's on my calendar. I run my life through my calendar, so
yes,
get it out on the paper, right? On the 13th, which is a Sunday.
Oh yeah.
I think. Yeah.
Awesome! You so excited?
I'm so excited. So I was in the Gold Coast last year. It was beautiful, and I wasn't there long enough, so I'm excited to go back and experience everything.
And where else in Australia are you going to?
I don't know. I literally just I need to spend time in Australia. So that's the thing about me. I usually don't have any plans when I go somewhere. I just like when I was flying here, I didn't have an Airbnb until the day before I was supposed to fly out to come here. Yeah. For those of you guys that don't know, I'm a nomad. I travel the world, so I'm used to this kind of uncertainty.
It's awesome. Kat on here, I'll unmute Kat. Kat's actually from Arizona, so she's coming. She's flying over for the retreat, and there's also, I don't know if Bobby will be jumping on, but Bobby is coming over from Florida, and then Stanzi, and Stanzi's from. Are you and Stanzi from the same hometown?
No. I lived in Dallas. I think she was Austin or Houston. It's just the same state, but Texas is big, so.
Ah, okay.
Yeah.
All right. Just we can't see you, Stanzi. Put your camera on, maybe. Trying to unmute people now. Hey, Vicky.
She said she's driving.
Oh, okay. All right. I think that's probably mostly most of the ladies who are hopping on from memory. So you can for sure just, I think maybe Tracy is, but you can just probably go ahead and get started if you want, Kevin.
Oh, so I'm just taking the floor?
Take the floor. It's all yours.
Well, okay. Awesome. So yeah, my name's Kevin Crenshaw. I'm a nomad. I travel the world. I have an online business doing personal training, or I was a group fit. Let me share my story in a second, where I'm at now, right? So I'm an online trainer. I am also an energy worker with Reiki and pranic healing. And I also do business optimization on how to optimize your time when you're working, so you can optimize time with your loved ones, with your hobbies, all that stuff. So I kind of combine that all together. I call it hustle aligned, because way too many people hustle and burn out, or way too many people are focused on their alignment and they don't do anything. So bringing the whole thing together so you move forward and you do do it without burnout. That's kind of what I'm about now. But how I got there is a story in and of itself. Almost a decade ago, I was 100 pounds, skin and bones, severely, heavily medicated, suicidal, depressed. I was the shy kid at school that didn't talk to anybody. And I hung out with about 3 other friends, but they were picking on me even, because I dealt with bullying my whole life and everything, but I still hung out around them because at least they paid attention to me. That's how, I guess, the point that I got to. And one day, just enough was enough. I had hit a breaking point. Nothing out of the ordinary happened at all. I just got absolutely pissed at myself for my life, and I knew there was more out there to life. And after a failed suicide attempt, I realized I could change all this. So I dove headfirst into fitness. I didn't even know what I was doing. I was just moving my body. But I just wanted to change my life and hit the reset button. It wasn't about getting muscle mass. It wasn't even about getting healthy even. I didn't know what I was doing. And I just ran with it. And then my ego exploded because I got known as the ripped guy at school. So everybody was asking me for advice. Who used to pick on me? That was the change. And then one of the guys that used to pick on me came up to me a few months later and said that I changed his life, that he was also dealing with some negative thoughts and things like that. I was very open about my journey. And that was when it clicked for me that was what I wanted to do. And I had a full ride to the Art Institute, which is to basically create video games. That was my escape from reality. So I was going to do that. And last second, I decided to not do it and turn the scholarship down literally a week before I was supposed to go to the school to pursue fitness. And almost got disowned by my parents. They were completely in shock by that. But I said, you know what? I want to fill up my heart, and my bank account's going to worry about itself. I'm going to do this to fill up my bank account. I knew to follow your passion. I knew that much. And so I picked up group fitness. I was a group fitness instructor teaching 24 classes a week while I was going to school full time for exercise, sports science, and nutrition, while I somehow had a social life and slept 8 hours every night. I learned time management in that period of my life. I did that for about 2 years before dropping out of school because I realized I was already doing what I loved and I didn't need a piece of paper. So I continued on that path for a while, then led to a breakup and a bunch of other stuff. I had an online business and network marketing at the time. That went south. So a lot of things just happened really fast in my life, and I just kind of retreated, I guess you could say. And because I was also doing physique shows, if you've seen like bodybuilders type thing. Yeah. So I was doing that. That requires extreme levels of discipline. And I didn't really know what I hit this point of like, okay, is this really what I want to do? And I just kind of retreated. I took a job selling gym memberships. I stopped teaching group fitness. I stopped my business. I stopped a lot of things to really just reflect on myself. In that time, I realized I didn't want to stay. I was living in Memphis, Tennessee, out in the States. I realized I didn't want to stay there. So I just literally sold everything and moved to Dallas, Texas. Why Texas? I have no idea, but I do now. At the time, I was just being called there, so I just listened to that internal voice, and I was like, all right, let's go. Sold everything I had, got in my car, drove 7 hours to Dallas, and didn't know a soul. Somehow got a place, living arrangements and everything. And just another fresh start in my life. I just wanted to open up opportunity. There wasn't much. Memphis is a city that is kind of dead. There's not a lot of growing. There's not a lot of growth. So I just knew I needed to place myself somewhere else. And very quickly, my living situation went south, and so I found myself couch surfing unwillingly, or sleeping out of my car for about 6 months. And was kind of in my head about wanting to get a job. I had an ego. I was like, no, I'm an entrepreneur. I'm not going to get a job. But I was basically homeless and broke. I remember going to the grocery store, getting my card declined to buy, I forgot what it was. I think it was like sushi for like $10 or something. And my card got declined, meaning that it was negative $750 and it couldn't go any lower than that. And so I went to my car to sleep that night and I went to bed early to try to avoid the pain of how hungry I was. Somehow, in the mix of all of that, I got hired to teach group fitness classes. They didn't even know I was homeless, and started teaching at Equinox out in Dallas. And that kind of ignited the fire in me again and all the passion. So I was in this really dark spot of like, you know, I was this huge inspiration to tons of people. I was in my network marketing business. Like I was a big name. I was in training. I was winning all the free trips. You know, I had a lot of success, and then it just went nowhere. And I was like, okay, you know, I was battling these inner demons with that. And then I started teaching group fitness classes again, and it sparked that side of me up. And then I was at an event and tried to pay parking for $2, and my car got declined again. And so, you know, it's painful enough to ask somebody to sleep on their couch. It's another thing to say, hey, can I borrow some money? And I kind of had gotten used to that. And so I walked up to a friend who was at that event, and I said, hey, can I borrow money? He goes, what for? I said, I can't pay for my parking. He knew my situation. He was one of the very few people who knew it. And I'll never forget it. He reached into his wallet, opened it up, grabbed the 20, handed it to me, and goes, get your shit together. And that was the moment where I was like, oh, this is not okay. And this is not going to happen again. And something in me snapped. And after leaving that event that day, I picked up more group fitness classes, and I got a raise because I asked for it. I also picked up personal training, which I swore I would never do. I also picked up serving and bartending at a restaurant nearby. In that time of my life, I was working 18 and 19 hours a day, sleeping 4 hours a night, 7 days a week. I did that for 2 months straight. So I went from having all the time in the world and no money to all the money in the world and no time very shortly. And that led to extreme burnout. One day, all of my bosses got on to me for not remembering something or not performing well. And I was like, oh, that's a wake-up call. Okay, I can't keep doing this. By that time, I had gotten my own apartment, furnished it. My bank account was good. So I let go of the serving and the bartending. For a time in my life, I just did personal training and in group fitness. And that dream in my head of, you know, traveling and being an entrepreneur online and all that stuff was still in the back of my mind. So I knew I didn't want to stay there. It kind of killed me that I was living in the gym. I knew there's so much more to life than the gym. It is an important part of my life, and it should be everybody's life, but there's more to life than that. And I was living there, and it was driving me crazy. And I was in a relationship at the time with a woman who was a little older than me, so I got to see into the future. She was a personal trainer as well, and I'd see in the future, if I keep doing this, what it's going to look like. And she was miserable because she couldn't travel. She had no personal time to herself, and that had built up over time. And it was, you know, she encouraged me to go online, and so I did, and I quit my jobs again after being homeless just a few months ago. I turned off all my income and said, I'm going to do this, and in that I gave myself a month to match my income, right? That from the previous jobs, and I created my online fitness program. I did a whole launch for it. I hired a coach when I had no money. I dinked my bank account back to negative $750 at the time of my launch, and my launch was successful, and I matched my income and was able to sustain that for a period of time. That was the beginning of last year, and so Kevin Crenshaw Fitness was born. I've created a few other programs since then, and just continue to optimize that part of it, and continue to, you know, my journey down my entrepreneurial route. And then December of last year, I traveled a lot. I was only home 4 days out of the whole month. And so I was expecting for some reason to get hit financially from that, and I wasn't. And I was like, that was a lot of fun. I really love traveling, and I really woke that side up of me. And I got home to mold in my apartment, and I was like, it, you know, got me sick, all this stuff. I was like, okay, I definitely have to get out. Didn't want to stay in Dallas at the time. I didn't want to stay in Dallas, and I knew my time there was up, but not one city was really calling my name. And so I was like, you know what? I'm just going to sell everything again and travel. So that's what I did. I sold everything. I have one bag to my name, and now here I am in Hawaii, living here just because I can. And I continue to do things online, but my stuff has since evolved. It's not just fitness anymore, like I was talking about before. It's more hustling online so you avoid burnout, because I've gone through that period of my life where it's just discipline, discipline, discipline. I've had 10 years almost of discipline to wake up on time, discipline of going to the gym every day, discipline of doing actions without paying attention to my heart and how I feel. And it's okay to do that for a period of time, but not for a sustained amount of time. I look up to a lot of people, especially as entrepreneurs, that are in that hustle and they have no personal life. And it's like, okay, well, that's not what I want. And then there's, you know, the other extreme of that, which is outsource everything. So you can, you know, work at a bare minimum. And I've lived that as well. I lived that at the beginning of this year and very quickly lost my fire and lost my passion because I wasn't in the trenches of things. And so now I'm coming to this point where it really is a balance of staying in the trenches, staying in the front lines of your work, but then outsourcing as well and working when you want to, and being in control of your time and your life and having that freedom. So that's what I'm about. But I know I'm here to talk about fitness and why it's important to you guys to perform. Because that's the ultimate goal that I have. The message that I teach is how do you make more money without hitting burnout and without sacrificing things that you love, right? Part of that, I talk about three things. So there's three things that I talk about, but I'm only going to talk about one of them, which breaks into three different things. So basically, I'm talking about three things. Don't know why I said that, but it's your physical body, your emotional body, and your energetic body, which I'll get into. So your physical body, number one, if you are unfit and making tons of money and hustling, I know people that are that way, but it's going to catch up to you and you're going to have to pay the toll soon. And it's like, are you really living your life? How's your heart with your mission? So I know a lot of people that hustle, but it's a lot of self-suppression and they're running from something, whether it's a hurt from relationships, whatever. And so I like to look at, I constantly, here's the thing, constantly look at the end of my life, literally visualize myself at the end of my life and go, am I going to have regrets for living this way? You know, if the answer is yes, then change something. Your body is the vehicle to your mission. So a lot of you guys here are, I hope, because Bernice is your coach, that you're mission driven and you're heart led. So you know your mission, right? If you die because of something with your physical body, your mission's not going to be let out. And that's sad. And I've seen it happen a few times because people don't take care of their bodies. But that's an extreme. Think about it this way. You know, do you want to continue to do your mission when you are older in life, 60, 70, right? Your mission should run that deep. So you don't want to be in a nursing home at 60, 70, wishing that you would have taken care of your body so you can continue the mission. You don't want your body to hold down what your soul wants to do. Okay, so you have to, and working out is not about just beating your body up and being in the gym for hours, because you've probably been there. You get on a program, or you have to do this, you cut your carbs, you work out like a shit ton, and then you end up a week later, you've only lost a pound and you have less energy. And you're like, what the heck? I started this because I wanted energy. Why is this not working? And then you go back to doing what you were doing before. It's because you need a plan. You need something that is going to rev your metabolism up. You need to follow a system. When you're in the gym, yes, you're beating your body up, but it needs to be scientific so it revs your metabolism and you're not just simply burning calories. When you burn calories, they could come from your muscle, which means a lower metabolism, which means lower energy. You want to feed your muscles so your body can burn fat, so you can have a healthy insides and you can naturally have energy, right? Hopefully that makes sense. So you need a scientific way to back that up. And then also nutritionally, keep it simple. Okay. I'm not gonna give you guys guidelines because one person's paleo, one person's vegan, one person does intermittent fasting, one person counts their macros, one person just eats whatever they want. It's because it was work for their body, right? So our bodies digest food differently on a cellular level in your stomach based on your ancestry and your history of eating leading up to this day in your life. So there's testing you can do for that. It's called metabolic typing, but you need to really figure out what that is for you. But without, going into all that, keep it freaking simple. The more rules you make for yourself, the easier it is to fail. And then you're just going to quit because you failed, right? So if it comes from nature, eat it. If it came from a package, you probably should avoid it. Or in moderation. Drink a lot of water. Your pee should always be clear. Get enough sleep. Enough? How much is enough, Kevin? It's different for everybody. Some people do 4 hours and it's perfectly fine. Some people do 9 hours and that's what they need. You know what your body needs. Just listen to your body. I do 8 hours non-negotiable every night. If I don't get 8 hours the next day, I am a nightmare. So I really prioritize that time. A lot of that. exercise your body, move. If you're hungry, eat. If you're not, don't. Again, don't overcomplicate it, guys. I don't track anything. I don't. And I haven't in about 4 years, actually. So that's saying something since I'm a coach. Some people do, and I've gone through it. I've lived that extreme, and it was so stressful counting and making sure everything was right. And I had to eat these certain foods and only these certain foods, and it was causing so much stress in my body. I wasn't losing body fat, which was my goal. Because stress, elevated stress, causes your body to hold on to body fat. So it's counterintuitive. I just say, live your life, keep it simple, and especially with cheating, okay? I can eat chocolate if I want. I really can. I just choose not to. You see how that's different than I'm on a diet, I can't eat chocolate, right? I'm in control of my meal plan. My meal plan is not in control of me. I can eat whatever I want. I really can. I could go out there and eat whatever I want to do right now. I just choose not to because I know how it's going to make me feel after I eat it, right? But, if I want to enjoy myself for a little bit, have a little cheat, sure, I'll enjoy it. Cool. I'll eat a bite or two and then I'm good. But I used to obsess about it, and that's when I had severe binge eating disorder and gained 30 pounds in a month because I was obsessing about what I couldn't have, and that's what I craved, right? So again, keep it simple. That's with your nutrition. With the workouts stuff, you guys can write this down to do your own research. I have my own programs, but I'm not going to be selling you guys shit on here. I don't believe in that. Tabata training, T-A-B-A-T-A, is really good for igniting your metabolism. It's 20 seconds of work with a 10-second rest. Make sure you do that split, 20/10 times 8. You want to do 8 reps of that. Just do some research on it. I'm just going to have you guys write it down. It's a style of cardio training that's to rev your metabolism while you're going to build strength, actually. So a lot of cardio just simply burns calories, which can also burn your muscle. We talked about that before. You don't want that. This protects your muscle and it revs your metabolism up to burn body fat in the long run. It's awesome, but I'm going to warn you, it sucks because it's hard. Ladies, weight training. You shouldn't, my philosophy, there's a lot of philosophies out there, is that you should not train any different than a man, except for the weights that you pick up. Period. End of story. You're not going to get bulky unless you're shooting up testosterone. It's not going to happen, right? So switch it up. Cardio and weight training and yoga. I'm a big advocate. I'm a yoga instructor myself. So, make sure you have flexibility with it. You know what to do. Be smart, variety, have fun. Plain and simple. That's that on your physical body. I'm going to take questions at the end of this. Now, your emotional body, your mindset, I don't have to preach that too much of this because I think you guys know and are in the personal development realm enough. Be aware of what's coming into your mind, but also be aware of your own thoughts, okay? Self-awareness is key in whatever you're doing. So, listen to podcasts. You're on this call right now, absorbing awesome information. Hopefully you don't listen to the news. Just be aware of what's coming into your ears, right? It really is that simple, but it's also a reflection on your own thoughts. Now, don't get trapped in constantly always listening to audios and reading books and all that stuff. I was in a period of my time in my life when I did that, and I wasn't aware of anything. I didn't know what my own thoughts were anymore. So I am an advocate to actually, if you have, done a lot of development personally and stuff like that, take a week and don't do any of it. Just sit with yourself and your own thoughts, to be alone. That's a good thing. You need to be aware of your own thoughts. And a good question, which I'm coming up with this challenge that I'm doing for entrepreneurs to hustle aligned. One of the questions that you ask yourself every day in that is, how's your heart? So it's constantly, how's your heart? If you're stressed, okay, what's stressing me out? Then you can follow that rabbit trail. How's your heart? Oh, I feel freaking amazing. Cool. Then keep being amazing, right? But self-awareness all the time is really big. I'm going to give you guys this too, because this is pretty, I'm adding this into the program. I said the question was, how's your heart? That's an internal dialogue question. Another thing, if you really feel you are in your head, can't get into your heart, you guys know the importance of being into your heart, is I don't know how much of time you devote to meditating, but I used to not at all. And now I can meditate for longer. But sometimes, you know what, you're busy. There's lots of stuff going on. You don't have time to meditate. You want to get into your heart. 3 breaths. Right? So here's your 3-breath meditation to get out of your head, get back into your heart. You just simply place your hands on your heart and you do 1 big inhale. You can close your eyes and keep them open, whatever. It's 1 big inhale, and then you pause at the top. You hold your breath, and you simply bring your mental awareness into that space of nothingness and focus on your heart, just your heartbeat. It's beating. Be aware of that. Then you're going to exhale, and then you're going to hold it at the bottom again. And think about something that you're grateful for. Just be open to awareness of receiving of whatever comes through. There's no right answer to this. So it's here. Hold. I'm just focusing on my heartbeat. First one's focus on your heartbeat. Exhale. Just take a moment in time you're grateful for. And then you're going to do that 3 times with gratitude on each. The first one is your heartbeat. The others is gratitude. And then come back to whatever it is you're doing, and you're going to be freaking fine because you're going to be in your heart again. Okay? 3 breaths. That's all you need. Moving on. So I'm spitfire on all this stuff. So we talked about your physical body, talked about your mindset, right? Now I want to talk about your energetic body. I think I could be more open to you guys on this. You know and aware that you have a spirit. You are in awareness of what an aura is, right? That's the vibes you put off, but it's also an energetic field around your body. You need to be, it's the unseen, so not a lot of people pay attention to it, but maybe you are doing amazing in your workouts, you're eating all the right stuff, you are super hydrated, you are in your heart, but for some reason you don't have any energy. Your energetic body is clogged or foggy. Think about it this way. You're trying to hike up a mountain with a 100-pound weighted vest on your back. Just take the backpack off, right? And that happens on an energetic level. That could be from negative environments. That could be from negative connections with other people. I don't know how much you guys know about chakras. I'm not going to go super deep into all this stuff, but I do healings with people to cleanse your energetic body so you can raise your elevations and have that level of energy, but also freedom. Because if you are being clogged down, like think about a person with black clouds all around them and then cords connecting, like heavy cords all around them. Like they would perform differently than somebody who just looks clean and they got white clouds all around them and no cords, right? They're going to have a different aura. So it's paying attention to that stuff. If you want to look more into it, it's Reiki, pranic healing. Those are 2 separate things. Pranic, pranic healing. And then Reiki, Reiki. If you want to dive more into all that stuff, but I do. That can be done at a distance. You don't have to be a person for that because that's not how the energy world works. But it's just being aware of your own aura and all of that stuff. And I think you guys are aware of most of that. But that's just things you can do to raise your elevation. Meditations can do that. Also going to a healer or a practitioner of these things can do that as well. So that's what I have for you guys. I know I talked a lot about a bunch of different stuff, but that's hustling the line in my bit. I do want to say one thing too. I talked a lot about healing and making sure of all that stuff. There's a flip side of it, is to stop thinking so much and start doing. You may know all about chakras. You're constantly in alignment. You're always in your heart. You're doing all these things and you're brainstorming awesome ideas, but you're not executing. Be aware of it's self-awareness of your heart, but also self-awareness of your actions, right? Making sure that you are on paper doing stuff, not just constantly working on yourself all the time. Your mission is to help other people, so help other people. And that simply is stop thinking and start doing. Things you can do for that is setting an alarm. And when your alarm goes off, don't think, just get up, turn it off, get up, get into the shower. Take stuff like taking cold showers, literally turning the shower on as cold as it can get and getting in, that'll wake you up. But it's to prove that you're not going to think and you're just going to take action. It's building that muscle of discipline. Things like working out. oh, I'm thinking about this so much. You know, I really don't want to work out right now. Oh, God. Well, yeah, if you're wasting time, you're not going to work out. Put your freaking workout clothes on, start driving to the gym, and before your brain knows what's going on, literally taking action from your higher self, right? And so your lower self doesn't interfere with that mix. So that'll help with discipline, but then also it's awareness of how's your heart. Have you been too disciplined and you need to give yourself a break? Or are you giving yourself too much of a break and you need to add some discipline? How's your heart? Just be in awareness of that. That's what I got to say. If you guys have questions, let's hit it up. Talk about a lot of stuff. You're muted right now. Yeah, there you go.
Thanks for that, Kevin. That was awesome. Awesome to know more about you too and your journey. Like I knew a little bit from like on social media, but yeah, it's really cool to know all about your entrepreneurial journey as well. It's really inspiring. So who has any questions? Put your hand up and I'll unmute you. You got any questions about how to incorporate, like, so you'd want to, leading up to the retreats, really get into a good, health and fitness routine. And Kevin also has put, we've got in the members site, Kevin's Zero Fitness Plan, which I don't know. Did you have that on you, Kevin, at all?
Right now?
Yeah.
I mean, I can. Do you want me to pull it up?
Because you can, the other thing, I'll let Maria ask a question, but the other thing I was going to see if you could do is, because you can do screen sharing on here. Can you do it from your
end? Share
Otherwise,
content.
I could get it.
I'm not share. I can, I mean, it's pretty self-explanatory, the PDF is, I think. So, I mean, if you guys have questions, just hit me up on Facebook.
Yeah.
I mean,
all right. I'll just unmute Maria and let her ask a question. But just so you guys know, there is like a fitness plan guide in the members site that you can follow if you want to use that to get into a good routine. But any of the stuff that Kevin said in here, you could even get a personal trainer that does a lot of Tabata work or something like that. But definitely start really looking after yourselves leading up to the retreat, so you're feeling at your best when you get there. So I'll let Maria ask a question now. Hang on. There you go, Maria.
Hello.
Hey.
Thanks for the info. It was pretty awesome. I'm just wanting to know, what are your morning rituals? Because the biggest thing for me is being able to get up consistently every morning, 5 a.m., train and do what I need to do in the morning. So you talked about discipline and just taking action, but I'm just wanting to know, what do you do?
Do you have complete time freedom? Like, are you a full-time entrepreneur, or do you have a full-time job?
No, I'm not working, yeah.
Okay. So because of that, we both have complete time freedom. We could wake up whenever the heck we wanted to. So make sure that you're giving yourself at least one day a week where you do just wake up whenever you want to.
Okay.
It's okay to do that. Take care of you. You can't pour from an empty cup.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
This is coming because I've lived the extreme of wake up at 5 a.m. every day and like do all this stuff every day, and then I'd burn out and I wouldn't do anything for a month because I'd hit burnout, right? You want that. So make sure you are taking care of yourself and giving yourself the freedom to sleep whenever you want. Have one day of that at least. But my morning routine is super important to me because I wake up in a different city, in a different environment, with different culture, different climate, all that stuff all the time. I have no outside reinforcement of my identity. I literally have to wake up every day and remember who I am as a person and really ground myself in that. So my morning routine is super special because that if I don't do it, like my whole day is messed up. So I wake up when my alarm goes off on the days that I decide to, right? So I get 8 hours of sleep. I wake up, I turn my alarm off. First thing you do is turn on music and just start blasting music. I go straight into a shower, take a cold shower, and then brush my teeth, do my hair, all that stuff. And then I go straight into making breakfast, and I'm dancing like a freaking, like, I just let loose. I dance, I do. And then I will be eating breakfast. I'll sit down and write out my to-do list for the day. That's when I'll check notifications on Facebook and my messages and all that stuff. I don't create anything. I just respond back to everybody. And then I'll take some time to meditate. I'll take some time to do some affirmations, incantations, things like that. It takes me 10 minutes. Then this is a new thing. I used to go straight to the gym. That would take me about 45 minutes, and then I'd go to the gym. Now it's awareness. I really pay attention to my body because I've been going through a lot right now, just physically being in so many different places. So it's like, okay, do I feel good right now, energetically, in my physical body, or do I know I need more time before I go to the gym? So I'm really working that on myself right now. But you could discipline yourself to go to the gym right away, do it later in the day, whatever. Just make sure you block it out. You have time management, and it's in your calendar somewhere. You can always change it. It's okay to change it, right? But yeah, if I'm feeling like I need to do some work and stuff starts flowing, then yeah, I'm gonna stay and work for a little bit. If it's like, you know what, I'm at a creative block right now, I think it would do me good to get my blood flowing, then I'll go work out.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Thanks.
You're welcome.
Anyone else have any questions? Or any feedback you want to give Kevin, or? I was wondering about, staying disciplined with being consistent in like a fitness routine when you're really busy and when you're traveling a lot. Like I get out of my routine a lot with, traveling so much and always being away to events or having like a huge workload. And I'm very, very when it comes to food, I am really, really healthy. So I never eat processed food or junk food or anything like that. But what can happen with me is with the fitness, somewhere that can drop sometimes. I'll go and make clients and other people a priority over me doing fitness, which then ends up, me not feeling as good. So what is some advice that you have around that?
Yeah. There is a time and seasons where I just don't work out. I won't work out for a week. Whether I have a really hectic schedule and I am working like crazy at an event, or Thursday when I leave here, I'm going to be traveling more than 24 hours, I think. So I'm not going to work out during that time. I don't need to do that. It's going to be detrimental at that time, right? Like when you work out, you're literally destroying your body. When you sleep and eat right, you repair and get stronger and build muscle and rev your metabolism up and all of that thing. So, if you're chronically tired, all you want to do is sleep, but you go to the gym, that's not a healthy at all.
Yeah.
Right? Just take care of your body. But you even said it. You're like, I make clients come first and then I don't feel as good. Take care of yourself. I know you have a huge heart and a huge mission, but you need to take care of yourself. Because if you're out of alignment, then it's not about how much you work. Here's the thing. It's not about working more hours. I really don't believe in that. It's about the hours that you do show up. It's 1,000% you, and you're 100% present on your A game. Right?
Yeah.
So if you are in that grind of working more, this is what it was for me. When I was in that grind of working more, I was coming from a place of scarcity, thinking that I needed to show up or it wasn't going to happen. Instead of trusting the process that I need to take care of myself and then I'm going to show up and make it happen. That was what shifted for me when I was in that. So, but it is a non-negotiable for me. Fitness is simply one of my standards. It's also part of my identity. That's one of the things I do in one of my workout programs. I do a identity shift, right? I'm fit, so fit people work out.
Yeah.
Right? Paying attention to the internal dialogue, right? And yeah, it really, I think, is as simple as that. But going back to and relating to when I first started, right? there was such a drive to do it. And I made it a must. And even though I was inconsistent for about a year, I still saw crazy results. And then one day I was like, every day, I'm going to stop dilly-dallying in this and get it done. And then that's when it led me down the discipline route. But also realizing you already have discipline. You have discipline to show up to your client calls on time. You have discipline to show up to this call on time. You have discipline with other things in your life. It's just applying it to this area of your life. This place. You have the discipline. You're not lacking it. You know?
And so when you talk about creating the identity, so is there any specific things you say to yourself, or like what is that identity that is, you know, in terms of fitness? Like what do you say to yourself, or what are...
For me, I don't even think about second guess going to the gym. People that know me like really well, they're like, one of the first things I do when I land somewhere is find out where's the gym and, you know, where are the health food stores and all that stuff. Right when I get there, I just figure all that stuff out because I need it, right? But that's the thing. I need it. I say that to myself. Do you need it? I say yes, but what are you telling yourself, right? Because, you know, your health is energy, fitness is life. That's what it is to me. If you have a negative connotation to working out, oh my God, I don't want to work out, like, and you're dragging it, you don't want to work out because you're dragging yourself to do it. Make it fun. So find something for you that is fun. I'm a total savage in the gym, but I have fun and like dance in the middle of my sets and shit, get weird looks all the time. I don't care because you got to make it fun, right? You know, if I could keep my physique and just do Zumba all the time, I probably would, right? Like, I really do love dancing, so I incorporate that in my workouts somehow. It's just having fun with it.
Awesome.
Oh my gosh. It's not adding to your calendar. It's not just another thing that you have to do. It is there to energize the other 23 hours of your day.
Yeah.
It's about optimization.
Yeah, so you got to associate pleasure to it. And the higher energy you are, the higher vibration. And in terms of making money, ladies, it is really important to, you know, be eating really healthy and being, you know, having a good fitness routine so that you are in a high energy state, and then you'll attract in more money and opportunities and clients, because a lot of the times really people are just buying into your energy. Like even when you do a Facebook Live, you'll see that when you are in this like high energy state, like you'll get tons of views. If you are in a high energy state and you post a post on social media, you'll get a ton of views. When you just post for the sake of posting it, and if you're sitting at home and you haven't done your daily rituals and you feel shit, you'll notice it will affect the amount of views you get on a live or how many likes you get on a post. So it's like really the key to performing at your best, so that you're at your best for working with your clients, but also so that you're operating at a higher vibration and frequency to attract in everything that you want.
Right. That's true.
Awesome. Cool. So everyone, Kat's got a question. Awesome. There you go.
I can't hear you.
Can't hear you. Is it on mute on your end? It says mute. Oh. Do you want to type it out? Question?
Yeah.
Oh, it's too
I can hear you now.
It's really faint.
Oh, you can hear me now?
Yeah.
Okay, I don't know what I did. Okay, I'm not going to touch anything. Okay. Hi, Kevin. Thank you.
Hey, you're welcome.
Great information. I have a question about food and like relationship with food.
Okay.
I've been an emotional eater as long as I can remember. And the last couple of years, I've been kind of dissolving that relationship, this emotional relationship. So now this is where I am. I'm not motivated to eat. Like I just eat something, and I eat quite healthy. I would just rather not bother. So my relationship is, it's always kind of been, food's just been a problem for me.
Right.
Now that it's not a problem, I want to know how to build up my relationship with food so it's a healthy relationship. So I just don't go, oh, forget it, because this is what I'm doing now. Just forget it, and then I might get a headache or I feel, tired.
Yeah. Okay. So I feel you still have a negative relation to it because it's just you wouldn't bother with it, right? It's just sweeping it under the rug. So number one, I come from a huge background of self-hate. Okay. A lot of my discipline came from self-hate. A lot of things that I've chosen to do in my life came out because I hated myself. I started fitness because I hated my life. It wasn't an aspiration. It was like, I fucking hated myself. Right. So I'm doing a ton of work. I had the awareness of that at the beginning of this year, of all that stuff. I didn't even have the awareness that's what I was doing, but I began to have the awareness of that. So it really comes down to just forgiving yourself. And I started to forgive myself and go, talk to yourself as if you're go in the mirror and talk to yourself. Like, if you've never done that, it's crazy. Like, it works.
Yeah.
Literally just stare yourself in the mirror and go, I'm sorry.
Okay.
And just repeat that until it sticks, right? And it's nothing that's wrong with food. It's the mindset around it, right? So it's forgiving yourself for your past, knowing that's in the past, and saying, and what did it for me was, because I was in the spot of, I told you I picked up binge eating disorder and all that. I came out of that by saying, because I was obsessing still about food. And I was like, okay, I would cheat, and then I would be like, dang it. So I'm going to spend more time in the gym. I'm going to eat cleaner, blah, blah, blah. And then I'd crack, and then I'd do it again. And I'd crack, and I'd do it again. And that was the cycle, right? And so then finally I was just like, fuck this. I'm just going to eat healthy. I'm not going to count anything. I'm going to eat healthy. I'm going to take care of my body because I love myself. And then that's when all of the rules that I just told you guys of keep it simple, eat clean, when you're hungry, eat, when you're not, don't. That's where it all came from. That's what I still follow to this day. So let me ask you this. Do you ever get hungry? Or is it just, you're just simply not hungry?
I get hungry on occasion. I don't really get hungry very often.
Right. So that's a sign that your metabolism is low. Right. Okay. Just because this is what's happening. Without going into the scientifics of it all, your stomach's starving and I need food, and your brain hears that signal at first a while ago, right? Here's the signal, and that happened for a really long time, and then all of a sudden your brain goes, all right, we can't keep wasting energy on this. I gotta focus on other stuff to survive. Think primal instincts. So it turns off that signal so you can focus on other things, right? On surviving, whether whatever. Because it thinks it's a distress, right? So then what that also does, at the time that happens, your body starts to hold on to body fat, and it turns down the metabolism so it doesn't waste the energy there, and it can devote energy to surviving, right? So when you think about it from a primal perspective, when you have a high metabolism, your body physically believes it's not in a state of panic. It's thriving and things of that nature. When your metabolism is low, it could be from mental stress or physical stress caused on your body. It believes it's like, all the sirens are going off. There's an emergency. We got to shut down all these things so we don't, use up the energy and devote the energy to surviving. So it's just the vital body functions. So are you in a workout routine now or anything? Or do you work out?
I do. I do.
What type of workouts do you do?
I pretty much hike and walk.
Okay.
A little bit.
Okay. So with more high intensity stuff, will come more hunger, and then pay attention to it and just be okay with eating, Okay. If you guys do my program that is in the thing that you guys have access to, it's 30 minutes a day. You don't need any equipment at all. It's strength training and cardio in there. It's hard for 30 minutes. You know, I'm pushing you hard, and you're going to get hungry because your metabolism is revving up. So it's just being okay with eating more. You're not going to get fat because of it, right? You're going to burn it off because you're going to be consistent with the workouts. So, you know, just pay attention to that. I would say definitely give it a try. And when you start to become hungry, it's just, okay, my body needs food right now. So I'm going to love this body because I love myself. Work out because you love yourself, not because you hate yourself. I've lived both extremes. I love loving myself way better. Okay. You know, don't go to the gym and work out because you got to beat the weight off of you. I love my body. I love that I have so much energy. I'm going to get more because it's not a bad thing to get more if you haven't. You know, if you have knowledge, is it a bad thing to want more? Oh, same thing with energy, same thing with health, same thing with money, all of that stuff.
Ah, that's interesting.
Does that help?
Yeah, that's an interesting.
It's forgiveness and self-love, self-care, and drop the obsession about it.
Okay,
so
that's interesting.
Yeah, and because you're doing that, tells me that you have an obsessive nature, which it takes one to know when I'm obsessed. So, got to replace that obsession with something else, right?
Okay. Well, this is interesting.
Plain and simple. Your attention's there, or maybe it was, and I just swept it under the rug because you have a negative association to it. Bring that obsessive energy to something else, maybe like your work or something like that, right? Okay. Don't, because if the problem's fitness, nutrition, and then you start to obsess about it, it's just going to cause more of a problem. That soil needs time for the plants to grow. You can't keep tilling the soil, constantly watering it, like all that stuff. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Oh,
you plant the seeds, till soil, allow some rain, and then move away from it and let the plants grow, and then you can come and enjoy it. Yeah.
Okay. Cool. That's great. I'm gonna ponder all that. That's awesome.
Cool. Yeah.
So Kevin, with that plan that you've got in the group, I have looked through it before, but so would it be like easy enough to do that as like the first thing you do as you get up in the morning? Like if there's no equipment?
I would. Yeah, you could. Maybe spend a little bit more time on the warm up though. Just so
okay.
Just spend more time on the warm up if that is the case.
What would you do? Oh, there's the warm up. Is the warm up in there?
Yeah, there is a warm up there. Yeah. So I would say just double up and do the warm up twice.
Okay.
Because I spent like a minute and a half because I only had 30 minutes, right? So I didn't spend much time on that. So do some of your own stretching. Make sure that you're fully awake when you do work out, because when you're not fully awake, that leads to improper form, which will lead to injury. I show you guys videos on what it looks like and all that stuff, so you should be in good form. But, let me talk about body awareness and form really fast. If you're squatting, you're supposed to feel it in your legs and your butt. If you feel it in your lower back, you're out of form.
Mm-hmm.
When you're doing a bicep curl, you're supposed to feel it in your biceps, not your shoulder. Feel it in your shoulder, you're out of form. So it's a self-awareness, again, but on your muscles. So it's when I'm doing this move, where does it hurt? And if it hurts in a joint, that's bad. Stop. You're way out of form. It should hurt in a muscle, and paying attention to which muscle is burning, right? So.
Okay, awesome. Yep, awesome. All right, well, I don't know who else is keen, but I want to get super fit leading up to the retreat. So I'm going to start doing the 30 minutes a morning when I wake up. So who else is keen to do that with me starting Monday?
Woo! You guys
Woo!
follow me on
Awesome. So we can all keep each other accountable, and we should, if we get any photos of ourselves like doing the exercises at times, we should, tag Kevin. If you guys don't already follow him, he's on Instagram at Kevin Crenshaw Fitness. And if you guys all want to add him on Facebook, and we'll all support each other and get to know each other, because Kevin's coming to the retreat and he's going to be doing the group fitness training with you all every morning, which is going to be awesome. So if we maybe start preparing ourselves, so and just but I think that's going to be awesome. We'll all start getting ourselves in really high energy states and awake and alert every morning, and you know, encourage each other with the good daily rituals to be performing at our best. So I want to say a really big thank you to Kevin for taking time out of his day to jump on here and give us lots of awesome information. I'm really inspired, and you gave such great advice that was, you know, with the balance and everything too, you know, that's been a big, you know, learning for me. So it was good to just get you reaffirming the, you know, take a day off and have some balance. And I love your message all about the, you know, self-love and self-care, and to work out because you love yourself, not because you hate yourself. I really love your message. So thank you so much for jumping on. And I wanted to see, does anyone mind if we get a photo of us all on the call with Kevin?
Let's do it.
Let's do it. Maybe give a big wave and look super happy. Okay. All right, I'm getting it ready. 1, 2, 3. Smile and a wave. Awesome. Maybe now one with a thumbs up. All right. 1, 2, 3, thumbs up. Awesome. All right. Well, thanks very much for that,
You're welcome.
Kevin. Oh, wait, hang on. There's one question there from Ria saying, what about if we don't do physical exercise? Maybe just answer that one.
Then start.
Oh, wait, I think Ria jumped off already.
No, she's here. I think. No, she's here. Yeah, I would just say start. You know, if you don't know what to do, start with my program. Just if you need to take breaks. Like, it's just show up and do your best. Forget everything else. If you keep giving your best every single day, you're gonna continue to see progress. You know, but if you expect to go to the gym and have a kick-ass workout, it's like you're brand new. You know, day one of my fitness journey, I couldn't do 3 push-ups on my knees. That's how, like, you know.
I'm not scared of doing exercise. I just don't feel I need to do it. I don't know. It's just something that I've been just not, I don't have any desire for physical exercise. I feel that I've been able to maintain my health, my mind without that.
Yeah.
If that makes sense. And I think because I've had such a physical job that I don't feel like I need to do that physical exercise. But pardon?
What do you do? You said you have a physical
I'm
job.
an aged care. Well, in all of my jobs for the last 20 odd years, I've always been physical, but right now I'm an aged care nurse. So I'm just run.
Right.
So, you know, maybe it's that I get my physical exercise there and I don't know.
Yeah. If you see that you think you're fine, your energy's fine, you're not crashing, you're not in a down state, like, do you know? Like, yeah, I would just say make sure you're still taking care of yourself. Physically, you know, like eating the right foods. Yeah, you are going on walks, going outside, doing active stuff, right? But yeah, I mean, if you don't feel that you need it, then don't. But I would at least say give it a try if you haven't already. You know?
Yeah, I've done it. I've given an exercise a try. I broke 2 ribs trying to do it.
Oh, well, there you go. So that might be a negative association to that. Then.
Maybe.
How about this? I would say, you know, figure out if there's a yoga class or because you can get strong as hell doing yoga, or, you know, a Zumba, like something like a Zumba, a dance class or something. I know there's like feminine expression classes that do things of that nature. I don't know anything about them because I'm not a woman, but I do know that, you know, that's a thing. You can exercise.
I've done Zumba dancing before.
Okay, yeah. Dance. That's the form of exercise. You know? That's good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Awesome. And just let us know how you go, Ria, if you want to try out the morning routine. It's entirely up to you. It definitely does make a huge difference in like your physiology and your state and the way you show up and what you attract in, you know, and I know this all just from my own personal experience with when everything is going good in my business. The key thing is like, it's like I'm, you know, working out every day. I'm like, you know, just eating so well. And then that, you know, makes a massive difference. Like everything's like goes so much better in my business when I've got, you know, the really good daily rituals. And yeah, so it's worth a try. Like if everyone else is doing it, like, and you want to jump in and be part of it and give the morning rituals a try, go ahead. But it's not, you know, don't feel obligated as well. If you feel more like you just want to go try some yoga or you just want to, you know, do your own thing, like it's totally fine as well.
Yeah.
Okay, awesome. All right. Well, I think we, if there's no other questions, then we will finish up, and then it's not going to be long till the retreat, and we'll see Kevin in person.
Yeah.
Yay! So thank you so much, Kevin, for jumping on, and thanks, ladies. Thank you for so many of you jumping on and giving your time as well. And I will see you all next week on our group call, and I hope you all have an amazing week.
Later.
Thank you.